All right, guys, so the first two questions, actually, there's more than that, says find the slope of each line, and they give you a graph. So you have to start by making points on your line. From there, you're going to do rise over run like we've done in the past. So you got to start on the point that's closer to the left-hand side of the graph. This one's 2 away from the left-hand side. This one is 3 away from the left-hand side. So I'm going to start at this bottom point. From there, I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top number of my slope is a 4. If you go up, it's positive. If you go down, it's negative. And then I still have to go to the right one. So the bottom number of my fraction is 1. I also know that 4 divided by 1 is 4. So you could either keep it 4 over 1, or you could just say 4. Number 2, same thing. You've got to find points where they cross at an intersection since they're not already there for you. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two on here. You could choose different ones because there's more than that. Those are just the 2 points that I saw. Remember, you want to start on the point that is closer to the left-hand side, which is this point at the top. To get to the other point, you're giving directions to that point. You have to go down 1 and right 1, 2, 3. So the slope is negative 1/3. Don't divide those because it would just give you a decimal. So if you divide it and it gives you a decimal, just leave it as a fraction. So then there's some more of those. I'm just going to show you like 2 of each. That way you can figure out how to do them and then do the other ones on your own. The next type of problem, it just gives you 2 points and wants you to find the slope. So I'm going to write the formula up here. We've been using this for a while now, so there's the formula that you're going to use. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You need to start by labeling your points. Every point has an x and a y. So start by writing, okay, this one is x and this one is y. In your first point, you're going to put 1s. Your second point, you're going to put 2s. So now I just plug these numbers in. 7 is my y2. Always do a minus sign because that's what the equation says to subtract them. And then y1 is 1. x2 is 17. You always do a minus sign. And x1 is 16. So now I just have to subtract. 7 minus 1 is 6. 17 minus 16 is 1. And 6 divided by 1 is 6. So the slope for number 7 is 6. I'm going to do one more of these with you. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, and this is y2. And I'm going to plug it all into the equation. y2 minus y1 would be 8 minus 8. x2 minus x1, that'd be 7 minus 2. So 8 minus 8 is 0. 7 minus 2 is 5. If you guys have a 0 on the top of your fraction, this is an example of 0 slope. If the 0 is on the top, that means this is 0 slope. That means this line is going to be horizontal. You're not going to be able to walk up or down the line. It's just got no slope at all. Now, on the opposite of that, if you get something that is like 4 over 0, so the 0 is on the bottom, that is called undefined. You cannot do that. So that would make it a line that is horizontal, not horizontal, vertical. And you can't walk on a vertical line. You can't walk on it at all. That's why it's called an undefined line. So if 0 is on the top, it's called 0 slope. If 0 is on the bottom, it's called undefined. All right. The next type of problem is just graphing. So we've worked on this for a while. You always start by graphing this last number. It's at positive 2. So I'm going to make a point up here at positive 2. My slope is negative 2. I need to make that a fraction. I put 1 underneath it. So if the top number is negative, that means I'm going down 2. If the bottom number is positive, that means to go to the right, however many. So that would be right 1. So from here, I'm going to go down 2 and right 1. There's my next point. This is not going to look good because I don't have a ruler or anything, but that's where you would draw your line through it. It goes through the entire graph, and it has arrows at the end because it's a line, not a segment. I'm going to give you some help on number 26. This one's tough because it just says y equals x, but this is the same thing as y equals 1x plus 0. So your first point, you're going to make it 0, and then your slope is 1 over 1. So from there, you'd go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. That's the same thing as y equals x. They just left some of those numbers out. The last one I think you might need some help on is this one. When you're graphing a horizontal or a vertical line, you do a t-chart. And the way I know I need to do a t-chart is because there's only one letter in this. It says y equals 4, or negative 4. So the only number I'm allowed to put under y is negative 4. You have to have 2 of them, but you can put as many as you want. And then you get to choose whatever you want for x. Remember, your graph is only going from negative 6 to positive 6. So don't do anything bigger than that or it's not going to fit on your graph. I'm just going to choose 1 and 2, and then I'm going to graph those points like ordered pairs. 1, negative 4. I go over 1, down 4. 2, negative 4. I go over 2, down 4. Connect my points, and I'm done. So anything that I did not do on the video, you need to be doing on your own. This will be graded when after today, so tomorrow it will be graded. Actually, if it's Friday, it'll be graded on Monday. So anything that I did not do, you are responsible for finishing on your own.